All right, so it says we are recording, and there comes Rick. All right, so we've got a virtual who's who of the influencers in the industry right now, and thankful for it. So with Eric's absence, the guy's out celebrating his birthday. He left me in charge, and I was like, you know what? That's just not going to work out too good for me. I need to find some people that can help. And so thank you, all of you guys who have decided to join us. And I know this will be a very informative and all a very insightful meeting. So that said, Eric typically doesn't have an agenda. He doesn't have a modum of operandi other than to just go around and find out how people are doing. If there's any questions, pressing needs, problems, or anything that the collective mind of our group can help solve. So that said, let's just start up in the upper left-hand corner. Angela, how about it? What's going on with you? How can we possibly help?
Well, I'm just working on everybody else's stuff. So whatever they need help with, that's what I'm here for. So I've seen some great results with a lot of your clients that are doing the crystal ball, just setting up a lot of the tax campaigns for several clients. So we haven't got the ROI on that yet, but that was fun setting up. That's a great campaign, by the way. I love that. So yeah, I'm just here for whatever you guys need.
Okay. So who do you work with specifically then?
Let's see. Anna, Fatima, Kelvin, Jenny Mae, Marissa Maltz.
Everybody.
But yeah.
Then did you do everybody's tax day campaign for them then? Are you the one that loaded it all up?
Yeah, for the ones that are doing it, yeah.
I see. Very interesting. Well, then you will be a go-to person to find out how it all performed, how it worked out.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I hope the best for everybody on that tax day campaign. That if it has any kind of result that it has in the past, it's going to be a good day for a lot of people. And we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope it does.
Yeah.
All right. How about it, Tony? What you got going on, buddy?
All right. Well, big thing, I'd posted something a couple weeks ago. We're working on transitioning to a heavier focus on the semi-private small group training. So we've always offered it, but we've never made it a point to really market that program. So we've got a couple things in place, but right now we're pushing to start back on that till this fall. We have some things we need to work out from, I guess, a logistic standpoint in some way for the transition, because we do have such a large base right now. And also we're really looking at which of my trainers we want to put on that program. So rather than try to rush it out in May and run the risk of just making a whole bunch of people mad if we do it poorly, we're working through our most likely objections and questions from our trainers or questions from the current members for the transition. So the big thing I was, wanting to kind of toss out here to this group, I've done front end offers for a long time, a lot of different things, but normally, like you recommend with the tax day campaign, this is a highly segmented list. This is only going to people who, like you see, we're trying to raise the dead here. We have done a lot of things to fix our list with what we have, but it's not segmented yet. So I was considering running something that is not as heavily discounted, but also making it available, because where we run into trouble sometimes, like everybody else does, is you have a current member who sees a promotion and, well, can I do that too? So normally it's a no, we'll just flat out no. But about every 2 years, we've done something where we allowed our current members to add it onto their current program as well. So not quite as heavily discounted. So I was wondering if anybody else had done something like that, where they would allow current members to do it as a bonus. Like if they're normally training 1 day a week with you, maybe this would bump them up to 3 times a week for a month, or they don't want to see you twice a week. We get them in 4 times a week just for that month, just kind of that big push before summer. So I'm interested in any feedback on that.
Well, set the parameters for us a little better, Tony. Tell us what you are offering, and you're making the merge to small groups. Tell us what your current platform is all about and your pricing.
Okay. So what I'm looking at doing, this would have nothing to do with our small group. This would still be kind of for our private training, our bread and butter for right now. But so typically if someone was going to see us 3 times a week for a month, it'd be about $400. So I was either looking at offering that as a front end and chop that down to 300 or 350, somewhere around there, as a shorter term thing. If we cut it to the 50% or half price, or I'm sorry, 50% is half. Sorry, math for Marines, you got to bear with me. So if we cut it to the 75% there, obviously we really bite into our margins and go negative on the private training, especially some of our top trainers. So if we did it like this, we'd open it up for new clients, but it would be something that current clients could add to the program they're already doing. It's locked into a time frame. It doesn't get them out of anything else that they're already paying for. But if they wanted to say, double up the amount of times they see their trainer in the month of May, or for the next 6 weeks, or however we end up structuring that out, that might be an option.
Okay. So you're still talking about a front end offer for your current program, or are you thinking
right.
a small group?
Yeah, so this would be for our current program.
Okay. Yep. So what did you do for the tax day campaign then? Or did you run that?
No, we did not run that. So what I was doing is modeling it, because we've got a pretty good email list. We've got around 10,000 names, and usually we get out of those 5,000 to 6,000 delivered, and some of them we're getting 15 to 20% open rate on them, our last couple of emails. So, we can get it in front of some people, but that list is not segmented. We've done some software updates on the other end. That list is not segmented between people who are already clients and not people who aren't clients.
All right. So your question then, now that we've got that laid out, is exactly what is your best front end offer, and you're looking for what others have done.
Sure. Or do we just flat out just tell current clients, no, sorry, you're not allowed to do, take advantage of any of these deals if they want to add it on to what they're already doing.
Gotcha. All right.
We've done both in the past. I was just curious if anybody else has ever, opened that front end offer, that special up to current clients.
Tony, I actually just had a conversation with a private client about 2 hours ago about this very topic, and he's in Manhattan, and so it's all like private clients, but delineating between the two. And I think what we ended up coming up with him was he was making a really aggressive offer to unconverted leads.
Right.
And then if he did end up getting that offer in front of a few of the people who were already clients, he basically had just an alternative offer for them. Like, hey, you know what, we can't do this for you, but we did come up with this additional offer specific to you guys, which was, in fact, it was a 1 month upgrade for them to try out any bigger package at a pretty significant discount for him.
Okay. Yeah.
It was pretty much break even for the upgrade, but it was trying to just get them to move from 1 day a week to 2 day a week, 2 day a week to 3 day a week, whatever.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea. I love that. That way I can still offer them something at a pretty steep discount to add to what they do, and then I can kind of take that on a case by case basis, because we do have a pretty good number of clients, and the odds of it's not going to be a big number of people that are even interested or can respond to the email or even think me too. So if I do have something for them, that's a great suggestion. I really appreciate that.
Cool.
That's good.
Anyone else? Fred?
Yeah, I did a training offer within my gym and on the outside of the gym. And for the people that were already doing semi-private or private training, I let them get in on the offer, but I made them sign an extra contract. And so if they wanted to stay where they were, so for instance, let's just say they were in a 3 month or 6 month commitment and they were maybe 2 months into it. If they wanted to get the offer, they had to sign an additional contract. So that they'll get a little discount on the front end, but then you're going to give me 3 or 6 more months of training. versus brand new people, it was 1 month for them to come in and get an opportunity to try it. And then we try to sell them on the back end into a longer package. So the benefit was they got some discounted training. The advantage, I made my money on the back end by making them sign another commitment on top of what they already had.
Sure. Okay.
That's one way you can do it.
Did you
Okay.
find
Awesome.
that?
Thanks.
How was that adopted, Fred? Was it understood by your clientele? Did you have any kickback from that?
No, I didn't have any kickback. My list is segmented. So I sent one out to the masses. And then in the in-house list, I said, hey, I'm offering this promotion. I'm going to do it for you, but this is going to be the difference. And I had posted it on the Virtual Fitness Mastermind too. It was one email landed $5,000 in contracts. So it worked.
Beautiful. Anyone else got something to say? Rick? Nothing?
No, I think Pat pretty much summed it up better than anybody.
Yeah. All right, great. All right. Well, Tony, anything else then on your end?
That's all for this 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, how about you, Fred? Let's go to you. What's going on?
The only thing I really have, I launched Referizer this week. And so I'm pretty happy with it so far. We've already gotten 2 referrals.
Do you want some mac and cheese?
And it's working pretty good. The software is actually a lot more simple than, honestly, I don't know what the hell we did with 3 or 4 hours of phone calls and didn't get anywhere. You know, once I took the time to go in the back end and look at it myself, you know, I looked at it, I said, okay, what do I need to get this thing launched? Because I think we were just really, it's weird. He was showing us all the stuff and he should have just showed us what it took to get ready. So I went in the back end and I said, okay, remove all the potential customers, remove everybody. I'm going to add my clients first. That's it. So then I'll find out who's active, who's passive, who's potential. I just created 1 voucher. I created my loyalty program, made sure the copy on all my automated text messages was good, and then I launched it. It was fine, and it's been working like a charm. And that buys me enough time to go back in and fine-tune it if I need to. So it allowed me to get rid of 2 other softwares, which was awesome, and my clients are taking to it very well. And the whole text message thing is just, it's solid. The good thing is if they're not interested in getting text messages, they can opt out, but then they opt out of our loyalty program. That's fine with me too. It's up to them. So I've had a ton of social shares. I already have like some absurd amount of I set up, you know, I did have to set up my Google business and the Yelp, but I already have some good reviews on there. So, you know, like I said, it's only been a week, but we'll see what happens in a month. I think it's going to be awesome.
Well, we've got you on that topic, Fred. For those who may not know what the Referizer is, why don't you give them a quick breakdown for us?
So Referizer is, as the name pretty much says, it's a software that's supposed to automate your referral marketing. And so basically it's a text message service, but it's also email marketing, which we don't do much with. Mostly, you're not going to use it for anything other than the members in your business. The rest of it is automated text messaging, which is where the beauty comes in. But not only that, it's a built-in loyalty program. It also has a built-in program for where you can get automatic reviews for your business. So if you're using, like for me, I had like my clients were doing like 3 to 4 different types of check-ins, which they didn't really mind, but they would rather just do less. So this integrated all of my check-ins with the exception of the, my check-in for charity, which they've been doing that for a long time. So they're okay with that. So now, rather than having somebody show up randomly and have to track who referred who and leads, this software automates everything. And so now on the back end, my administrator can go in, see where the leads came from, who they came from. It tracks whether they called, whether you actually talk to them, if they set up a strategy session, and if they signed up, you could actually put redeem. So lots of checks and balances. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. I could have done a lot better at that phone call than the guy who sold the software. A whole lot better. Now that I know about it. But my whole entire business is built on referrals. And so when I saw it, I was the one that initially saw the software, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be, if it does what it says it can do, it's going to be gold. So, and I think it does, but it's new, and I don't even think they know how to talk about it the way they should, based on, because we have the experience in the actual business. So it took for me to just say, forget what he said, I'm going to go in and play around with it. And then I realized, man, this is not nearly as complicated as they made it out to be.
So your biggest hang up, as I recall, trying to get onboarded was your complete list, and you just wiped out the complete list and put your active clients on it.
So exactly, that was the big kicker. So I'm dealing with my inactives and prospects from the day that I started Referizer and before. I'm dealing with them separately in my email marketing software, because I didn't want to bring them in because it doesn't allow you to segment like an email software would. So now I just have my active clients and my passive, which I have figured out are people that are active members but have not checked in 30 days. Very simple. And now the potential list, which I manually uploaded at first and then realized don't do that because it's not Referizer doesn't know how to segment it. So now my potentials are all my brand new referrals that come in. And so they're either going to become stay potentials or they're going to become active, which is beautiful. Very easy, very simple.
And your total list is how many on the Referizer at this point?
Inside Referizer?
Yeah.
So I have, let's see, I got it pulled up right here. It's actually a pretty cool software, very easy to use. I already have a widget on my website. So right now I have 361 active. That's people that's checked in within 30 days. 77 passive. And then the 2 referrals that I got this week so far are potentials. And both of those are set up for strategy sessions, and they'll be coming in to redeem their offer. And then of course, it's up to us to sell them on a long-term contract.
Right. All right. So you said you were able to get rid of a couple of software. Do you want to talk about what those softwares you were able to get rid of?
I was using a loyalty app called Flock. So we got rid of that. I was also experimenting with some other text messages software just to try to get actually, it's one of those things where I signed up. I couldn't really get it to integrate the way I wanted it to. The problem is integration, right? So I use MindBody, which makes this very, very, very simple. I think you can do it the other way. You'll just have to upload your active clients. But once they're in there and segmented, it's very easy. You get text messages. I've already got messages from people, and it just works well.
Good deal. Good. So we you and I and Eric may need some call and get you to walk us through that thing so we can.
Oh yeah. I can make it a whole lot simpler.
Yeah.
A whole lot easier.
Well, thank you for all that. What else is going on? Anything else?
I got the tax campaign loaded in. Fixed the copy a little bit to match my business. For me, it's strictly a front-end offer for brand new clients, period. It says it in the copy. If it's brand spanking new clients, leads that have, clicked on some of my websites, maybe filled out a form, not inactive, none of that other kind of stuff, not any of my active clients, strictly brand new clients only. And I like the idea. For me, it's like I let people come for a workout or 2 for free. Why not give them a discounted month and let me work my magic, and we'll see what happens. So we're tracking everything. Other than that, I have everything else is locked and loaded. I already have my list of referral partners up and running. I got my Facebook group ready to go. I haven't added anybody for the local by referral, so I think that's going to work out well for me. I do my free advertising in the gym. I've done extremely well with that. We had this past Saturday, we had an in-house challenge, and we had 10 teams, and the whole event was sponsored by some of my local partners. So it was a purely revenue event, so it worked out well.
Right. So before we move on then, on your tax day campaign, how many people received this? You know?
Yeah, I do. Let's see. I'm going to pull it up real quick. $2,588.
Right. So
2,588, 19% open rate. So far, only 3 unsubscribers, so that's not bad.
no, we'll take it all day. Hopefully on Monday your phone blows up. We'll keep our fingers crossed for it.
Hopefully.
Anything else, Fred?
I think that's it.
All right, let's jump over to you, Sir Rick.
Hello. Got my tax, well, we knew that 2 weeks ago. I had the tax day campaign loaded. Kind of did the same thing that Fred did, where I put a little tidbit in there that it's only for people who have never come into our facility, who has opted in or whatever, and has never come in. Just because I don't want other people who have been there before trying to come back get a lower rate. We've got 894 people that it's going out to, where if you know my community, there's only 1,400 in my entire community. So it's going out to a good chunk of the community. We've had just slightly over a handful that have opted out, so no complaints there. Ran a little promotion this week that we touched on briefly last week, Aaron, where Monday I started just trying to put together a quick transformation challenge. Started taking people in Monday, hoping to get 15. And if you recall, I was doing it at a little bit of discount and then turning around and giving the majority of that money to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Well, the goal was get 15. By the end of Monday, we already had 15 signed up. When we closed it yesterday or last night, I think we finished with 34 people. So today, on my way to the airport to go to Orlando, where somebody else on this meeting has me hooked on, yeah, that would be the person, delivering this check to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation for $2,380. So it went really well. If our conversions stay the way they normally do, we should keep right around 70% of those people. So if we do that and we do halfway decent next week with the tax day promotion, we should have about 70 new people in the facility just in a matter of, 10 days?
Awesome.
So that's pretty much been my focus there. Outside of that, I've been focusing on some other things that other guy's got me working on, which I did already check in too, by the way, sir. That's been pretty much the focus. I've been actually so busy this morning, I haven't even been able to go and look at and download the new content.
Download the what?
The new content for this week.
Oh. Right.
So that's been pretty much my entire week, is signing people up in the facility and doing some video interviews like you were on this week.
It's not a bad week when your whole comment is, I've spent my week signing people up.
Right?
I'm not complaining.
Awesome. Hopefully the tax day campaign will be all and more that you're hoping for. I believe it'll work for you great. Now, you said you've only got like 1,400 people in your whole community?
Yes. I live in a town of 1,400 people. That's why. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's horrifying to me. It's just so you've made a real business in a community of 1,400.
We're trying to. I mean, that's where the nutrition programming really comes in for me. It adds such a big part to my revenue stream in my business. Yeah, otherwise it would be a challenge. I would have probably moved to a bigger city by now if it wasn't for that.
Man, and if you think about the people that Rick intentionally tries to offend and alienate,
Right?
I mean, we've cut that down in half already.
And it's kind of scary when we go to masterminds and Pat uses my comments on Facebook as a topic for the mastermind.
Oh, Lordy. Anything else, Rick?
No, that's been pretty much the whole emphasis this week between that and the other business that I'm working on. That's been my whole week. It's been a good week. I'm not. And I'll get back on Monday night just in time to be ready for Tuesday for the tax day promotion.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Rick. All right, Greg, let's go to you, buddy. Give us an update. Tell us what's going on, how we can help.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, by the way. I was signing people up.
There we go.
My main focus right now is we're doing a 6-week challenge, and I've been getting slammed with appointments, which is good. So right now it's looking, we'll probably have about 70 people in this challenge starting Monday. So I'm basically running a few Facebook ads right now, more video ads, and on the thank you page, they could go right into my schedule, my online scheduler. So I've been getting good results from that, with them just going right into my schedule. So right now my main focus is just getting all these people into this challenge. I used to do a live seminar and the whole bit, and now I have everything in a membership portal, all my nutrition programs, little videos that explain the nutrition, so I don't even have to do a seminar anymore. So it's a little more systemized. So it's working.
So let me ask at that point, Greg, you're, I mean, I think that automation is everybody's great big dream, that, you know, automation would take care of everything.
Yeah.
It just hasn't panned out that way as like everybody wants. So give us your experience.
Well, I mean, I used to try to get everybody in a room and do a big seminar, and it was a lot of work trying to get people to commit to one day, one time. So and I used to do a group orientation as well, and tell everyone about the challenge and sign people up as a group. And I had someone in our industry recommend doing it on an individual orientation, where you use like Candidly or Schedule Once on the thank you page and let them schedule right away. And it's worked much better, because people they're either ready right away and they take action, or if you give them too much time to think about it, they'll talk themselves out of it. So the last 2 weeks I have like probably about 60 new people coming into the gym on a 6-week challenge, and all like quality people. You know, it's a higher barrier to enter the challenge. So it's between $299 and $399 to enter. So these are people that are invested.
Okay, so you've got 70 new people that have come in by way of pure automation instead of bringing people together, right?
Yeah, I did the big orientation thing for 3 years, and this is the first time I'm doing it one-on-one orientations, and it's just I'm just having better show-ups and better sign-ups.
So let's talk about why that could possibly be. First that they're hot, they are at that impulse buy point, right? And so they take immediate actions because they're still in heat, right?
Yeah.
What else do you think might be causing uptick?
I think every individual wants to be heard with their issues, their pain points, their problems, right? And I think in a group setting, they're not going to get that, which I shouldn't say that they do, because I've done it in the past, but I think they feel more comfortable getting out of their comfort zone if they're going to meet this person that's going to listen to their issue and come up with a game plan to fix that issue, even though they're going to be joining a group from that meeting.
Pat, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. What do you think?
I think it ties very heavily into what both you guys said. I mean, from my perspective, it's very much, we're in a relationship business, so we're starting off with a two-way conversation, not a one-way conversation. And you could provide the best information in the world, but if it's all a one-way conversation, we can't understand how, what they perceive their problems are. We may know what their real problems are, but we need to know what they perceive them to be so we can help address that too. So I think anytime that you can engage somebody in a two-way conversation, hey, you're making them feel more important, more special. They are being heard, as Greg said. The timeliness of it, as you alluded to, I think is huge. And then ultimately, I think you can be a lot more of a specialist if you know what you're specializing in, rather than kind of, hey, this is what we do. Hopefully you can connect the dots and see if it fits for you.
All right. Fred, what do you think?
So are you talking about, you do the orientation with everybody, that's before they have purchased the transformation challenge?
Yeah. So I do a one-on-one orientation, and then I sign them up at the orientation.
So you're talking about like a strategy session or a success session?
Correct.
Okay, so the way that I do it is we do a strategy session and sign them up, and then we do an orientation for everybody that's already signed up.
That makes sense.
That's the way that I have found to be. Yeah, I have never been a fan of putting a whole bunch of people that aren't signed up in a room and try to get them signed up afterwards. I don't like that at all. Like Pat said, I need to hear their struggles and what they're doing, and try to prove that how we have solutions to their problems, or at least their perceived problems. So, and we that part's the easy part. It's just getting them, getting the leads. I think if it's done that way, and then we do a group orientation for people that are already signed up, and that works well.
Yeah, I do it the same way Fred does. Also, we meet with them, kind of go over everything, and they understand what's going on and everything at that point when they sign up. And then we do a group orientation, like if we're starting on a Monday, the Saturday before, just to let people know what exactly to expect on their first day and how everything's going to play out. Because typically, most of these people just starting out for the first time, that first day, the anxiety is really high, typically because they don't know what to expect, and that's why they're scared. So if we sit down and explain to them exactly what's going to happen on their first day, it alleviates all of that. And they get to see the other people they're going to be working with. So it already starts creating that family atmosphere, that group setting. And it's worked really well that way.
Hey guys, real quick, I had told Aaron I could only hang out for half an hour, so thank you for having me and getting to see some of your faces here that some I haven't seen in a while or whatever, and meet a few new people. So, hey, have a great weekend, have a wonderful Easter, and if I can be of any help to you over in the group, just tag me and I will chime in as best I can. So have a good day, guys.
Thanks,
Pat.
You're the man. All right. So what else? Greg, anything else?
That's been my main focus right now, is just this challenge and putting all my energy into that, to be honest with you.
So, yeah, I'm with you. So now that you have driven people by way of electronic signups, do you plan on doing a group orientation at that point, or do you just now take them and put them in their first class? How does that work? I mean, you said you sent them immediately to the schedule. So does that mean that there's no orientation at this point?
No, there's going to be an online orientation. So I'll do a Facebook Live with everybody.
I see.
But I'm not going to do a big in-person orientation. I mean, I'm doing one-on-one orientations. They're coming in for their weigh-ins. So they're meeting a lot of my support coaches. They're meeting the trainers. But as far as me addressing the crowd, I'm going to do it all online in the Facebook group. Just because everyone's on different schedules, and that's it. And then their first, all the instructors know that there's a lot of new people coming into the gym, so they're trained to be able to handle the new people and get them acclimated into the group session.
So it's very interesting how you're doing this. I've often said that as a marketer, things that you don't think work and in fact seem to go against my sensibilities sometimes work whether I like it or not, right? And so my bent is much like what Pat said, that two-way conversation I have always felt was more intimate, personal, and you have an opportunity to do more than just sign them up for a transformation challenge. You can now sign them up for something much larger down the pike because they're sitting in front of you. You've got their relationship. All that to say, what works, works. And it'll be interesting to follow to see how your Facebook orientation goes. I hope you'll keep us updated on how that turns out. I'm assuming you're going to record it and just leave it on the Facebook group so anybody can view it at any time, right?
Correct.
Interesting.
So yeah, I have the membership portals set up. So every part of the nutrition program is broken down into small videos, downloads. If they have more questions, they could always reach out to me via the Facebook. So
very cool. Well, did you, where are you located, Greg?
I'm in North Jersey, in Morristown, New Jersey.
Okay. Did you decide to do, I know you're doing your transformation challenge, but did you decide to do the tax day campaign as well, or is that interfering with this?
I didn't, because I'm just, I'm just like totally focused on this right now.
Right.
And then take it from there.
Well, it makes sense because the timing is just going to be bizarre. So I was just wondering how you worked it out. Right.
So, but I came in a little bit late, and I was listening to Fred using some type of text messaging software for client accountability. Is that right, Fred?
It is. It's called Referizer.
I just signed up with them.
The good thing is once we, which I have now, once we figure out how to use it, a lot of the referral challenge stuff is going to be built into Referizer for you already to use by Aaron and Eric. Once we get it, we went through a beta testing, and there was just a lot of just confusion and stuff like that. And, finally I just said, I'm going to leave it alone for a minute. And then I went back because I saw the potential in it.
Right.
And so once I went back and looked at it with my own eyes based on my own business, I realized it was not nearly as difficult as what, I don't know, for whatever reason, we did these group calls, and I mean, like literally like 8 of us left all confused, which is kind of strange. And when I went back and did it on my own, I said, let me just look around, and I realized it's very, very simple. Very, very simple. But so yeah, it's text messaging. They also have email marketing. It's also for you can share like digital vouchers. So using social media, any avenue, text message. So you can correspond with your clients or other people, prospects, potentials, all kinds of different things. It's pretty vast. It sounds like a lot, but they have a lot of stuff built in already.
Yeah.
And you just got to tweak the copy if you're not liking what it says. But I looked over all the copy. It's pretty decent. It's pretty solid. You know, you can personalize it a tiny bit, but if you have a referral culture built into your gym, because everybody wants referrals, but if you don't have the culture, it's a little strange. You know, so I do, because I've been pushed. You know, that's basically all I do is referral marketing. So it works well, and if they can build in all the stuff for referral challenge, it'll be a complete no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a real no-brainer. Like, and it's good. It's solid. I mean, it's new. It might have some little glitches, but you know, I got a couple of referrals in the first week. And, you know, if they come in, you know, and we convert them, it pays for itself just that quick. So, you know, yeah, I'm excited about it unless something slipped past me, which I'm usually pretty thorough. So I'm learning, so I'm going to definitely push it to the limits. Right now, I'm just kicking up a month to do like a beta and run it and see how. Haven't had anybody opt out of the text messages or anything. They love the loyalty program. And so I've already gotten a ton of Google reviews, Yelp reviews, so it's perfect.
Yeah. I know that's all automated, the review thing. And what do you use for like referral point gifts? Like what do you give away for gifts?
So the way that I have it, you talk about inside a referizer?
Yeah, like you could set like points. If
Yes.
Points.
So the way that I set it up is you can earn a point for checking in for your classes, 1 point for sharing your voucher on social media, and 2 points for posting a review. And most people give more value to sharing on social media, but the reason I don't is because some people will share so much just to get points, and it kind of loses its value. And as of today, you can't control how much people post on social media. So until we can actually control that, because you can post how many reviews, a person can only do 1 review for every 30 days. So I do 2 points for a review. And then once they earn 20 points, they can choose a coach to perform 15 burpees. 30 points, they get 20% off in the pro shop. 75 points, they get a free t-shirt. 125 points, they get a $15 account credit. And 175 points, they get a semi-private group session for 5 people for free. And so the way that you have to sit down and count your points out and see what people can actually get, start looking at the value. It took a little bit of time, but it wasn't bad. And it's strategic because I want them to get something, but you can't make it so easy that every time you turn it around, you're giving somebody an account credit. So I took some time thinking about best case scenario, how many account credits could they get? How many group sessions could they get? So a lot of people are sharing the vouchers on different forms of social media. It's really impressive to see it work. We've had people come in. So we actually had 2 people that scheduled strategy sessions and it's only been 5 days. So I'm happy with it. But I have a thought for you before I go, because I have a lot of thoughts, but this one particular one is for your transformation challenge. So you had 70 people. That was people that like filled out an application or signed up.
Signed up.
Oh, they're already signed up.
Yeah, I had 150 register.
Nice.
Signed up 70.
So let me just tell you, you may or may not do this. I don't know if y'all may have heard this before, but one way that I get people to actually come in once they fill out an application is, so if I'm going to market my transformation 3 weeks early, 3 weeks before the challenge or 2 weeks, I'll say, when you sign up, you will be allowed to come to my gym. If you've already done your strategy session, you will be allowed to come to my gym from when you sign up until the transformation challenge starts at no extra charge. So it's kind of like a fast action bonus that doesn't really cost you anything, but works very well, because filling out that application and coming in my door to do a strategy session is a big old gap. And so that's how I've been able to fill it without really any more money. Plus it does get rid of that fear factor, like Rick said, because they have a week or 2 where they can come in and actually start working out before they start.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
How many people take advantage of that, Fred?
Pretty much all of my signups are ahead of time because of that.
Yeah.
Except for the last minuters, right? Which you're always going to have those. And so the thing is that in my marketing, I will say, hey, I start, marketing for the challenge today. If you sign up today, you got 3 weeks of free training or 2 weeks or whatever it is. And then I'll say there's 2 weeks left and then there's 1 week left. Yeah. And so, because some people, you know how we are, some people are going to do it first because they see the value, and some people are going to wait a little bit longer and a little bit longer, but it does give you an opportunity to still get something at no charge, but then it doesn't cost me anything either. And it kind of builds some excitement too. Gives them a little fire.
Yeah, you already have the groups going, so it's not costing anything to let them come in. So I liked it. That's very good.
I love that. That is
especially if somebody's starting, like you said, starting their marketing 2 or 3 weeks out. That's a brilliant idea. It kind of worked for my last one because it was only 4 days, but yeah, for a typical challenge, when you start marketing 3 weeks out, that's a good idea. I mean, you get them over that fear factor right away. That's brilliant, actually.
Well, one of the reasons, people say, well, how long out should I market? And for me, there's a couple of different factors. One is I'm already bombing my list on a regular occasion. I send out a ton of newsletters, promotions, all kind of different things, lead magnets. So I don't want to do a 4-day promotion and just hard sell the hell out of my list because I'm already doing it. So for me, it's soft sell, a mention, a little bit harder, and then last week, of course, and then the last couple of days, hey, this is going to be it. You're not going to be able to sign up. So I get to hit, a few different populations of people by working it that way, especially if I'm doing multiple promotions, which, as you see, we're talking about the tax campaign. If you speak to your list often and you know them well, you can do multiple promotions. You just got to make sure it's segmented and it's how you're talking to them. So if everything you do is a very hard sell with a lot of scarcity, people are not going to want to hear that.
Right.
So, but if you're mentioning things and PSing things and, maybe every 3 days, so 4 weeks out, I'll say, hey, we got a new challenge, and I'll post a flyer, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, and I agree with that 100%. Typically, I start promoting a challenge 3 weeks out, sometimes 2, but this one was just a spur-of-the-moment thing that I came up with last Thursday and decided to do. That's why I only promoted it for 4 days, and quite honestly, it shocked me how well it did. But typically, I'm like you, 2 to 3 weeks, typically 3 weeks before the challenge starts.
Yeah.
So, real quick, Fred, you do challenges, specific transformation challenges?
Sir?
So you do specific transformation challenge events?
Yes, I run mine back to back all year long.
Okay. All right. So you have a start and stop. Is it 6 weeks?
I do, because the best challenge is always the beginning of the year. So I'll make the first 2 challenges 8 weeks. The rest of my challenges are all 6 weeks.
Okay. All right. So taking a 6-week example then, and you're giving a fast action bonus of up to 3 weeks prior to that, right?
Correct.
What exactly are your clients doing different in those 3 weeks versus what they would do during the challenge itself?
There's nothing different with the training. The only difference with the challenge is the start date, the end date, the deadline, and the prize. And probably over the last year or so, I've been running team transformation challenges just to give it a little bit of a twist. So I divide a number of people up by the number of coaches. I put them on teams and give whatever they're responsible for during a challenge points. And at the end, the team with the most points wins. So that's just another little tweak. Just because I found that because I'm a transformation challenge facility, people see it often that if I'm not changing it somewhat, it kind of looks like they're seeing the same thing over and over again. They don't realize the value of it.
Right. So my follow-up question to all that is, how do you properly reward a person that starts on day 1 of the transformation challenge versus the person who had 3 weeks in advance? How do you balance out who wins and all of that?
Because the orientation is the Saturday before the Monday when the challenge starts. That is when you will have your picture taken and your measurement for the challenge. Now, you could have came 3 weeks in advance, but everybody's going to have their start date on that Saturday before and their end date on the end.
Got you. That makes good sense. Listen, we've got a question over there from Wayne, wanting to know what size team works best. Smaller ones, 3 to 6, bigger ones, whatever.
Well, you don't really have control over that if you're going to run a team transformation challenge. So, for instance, in the new year, we had 96 in our challenge. So we had teams of 14 with the amount of coaches that I have. And so this last one, we have 35. And so now we have 7 on the team with 5 coaches. It works fine. People like the team thing. We coach up, and, my coaches got their own little thing that they do. And, everybody has the same calls to action. But it's good, and it's so far it's worked out well. I haven't found a lot of glitches, but so far it's worked out well.
It's genius, man. I love that. Greg, what else, buddy? Anything?
Fred, how do you track the points for them getting points with their team?
Each coach tracks their team, and so for my challenges, it is. You get 3 points for turning in a completed food journal. It has to be all 7 days. You get 1 point for checking in for your workouts. And then you get 1 point for checking in on the Private Transformation Challenge Facebook page. And so what I did was I have a year's worth of pre-written emails. And so every Friday it's called Check-In Friday or Friday Check-In. And I'll have an actual call to action, like go to the Facebook page and answer this question, whatever it is. And so they have to go in and answer it, and their coaches are responsible for making sure that they did it, and that's how they get their points. It works well because really all I'm doing is making them do what they should be doing anyway, but now we have points attached to it and the team aspect attached to it. So our results were just insane. It was good. And it was fun for them, because it got them a little bit closer, and it's all about community. And at the end of the day, it's about how many people are going to sign up long term and how many people they're going to refer after they sign up. That's the whole goal.
Yeah.
Very nice. All right, Val, let's go to you. What's going on? Oh, can't hear you, Val.
You muted?
Hello. He's unmuted. Try it again. I can't hear you, buddy. Yeah, I don't know why we're not able to pick you up. You may have to try it without the earbuds.
Nope.
Did you leave the earbuds plugged into the computer? Unplug the earbuds and see if it works. Did you unplug the earbuds when you took your earbuds out of your ear? Okay. Are you there, Val? Can you hear us? Okay. So what
I have questions in that question bar and we'll answer them.
I'm sorry, Fred, say it again.
I was going to tell him just if he can hear us, just give us some questions in that sidebar.
Oh, in the chat, right, in the chat bar. I hate that we can't hear you. I can hear you, but oh, you need a microphone. Okay, well, if you have any questions, Val, that you want to type out, we'll be happy to answer. And as you're doing that, we'll move on to someone else. But please do type in your message, and we'll be more than happy to check them for you. All right. All right. That said, Marty, you're up, buddy.
Hey guys. Sorry, I was a little late on the call myself too. Tons going on. We're in the middle of I bought the building that I'm in 2 years ago now. We're doing like major renovations, so we've been dealing with structural engineers and architects and all that good stuff. And so we just got the plans. I had to fire a trainer this past week, so then there was a whole change up in like who was training. We had so I've kind of got sucked back into working in it now. Just to address saving on payroll and cash flow and all that jazz. We redid our rates, and our model basically. So now we're going. We used to do large group classes and then like 2-on-1, like semi-private, and we switched to the small group, going up to 3 to 4, 3 to 4-on-1 small group training, and then our large group classes. And just my world is spinning. So I haven't been able to go to do too much with all of the TRC stuff, just because I have all this other stuff going on in the background. But we are doing, we did do the charity. We hooked up with the charity called Girls with Soul, and we're going to be doing our first fundraiser April 30th in a couple weeks. So I was able to partner up with a local salon that has 25 employees, 25 hairdressers. So now we're cross promoting, and that, we agreed to solely promote their salon, and they agreed to solely promote our gym, back and forth. And the owner is a girl who used to train with me a few years back, and her cousin works out with us. And, we've known each other since we were kids and all that stuff. But it's been a great connection. And so now just kind of getting back out into networking with people and all that, is finding that, just those relationships definitely help to drive business and drive leads. So that's where I'm at. I'm all over the place.
How big is your facility? You said you're opening a second one?
Yeah. So I own the building. So it's basically like 2 retail storefronts. Each storefront is about 2,000 square feet each. And then there's 13 apartments up above. So I'm a landlord too, which is just a lot of work.
Oh. Well, the good news is you're a land owner and you own the business, so you're in real estate.
Yes.
The good news is you're in real estate.
Something like that. Yeah. I'm in headache land.
Right.
So long term it's good, but right now it's just a lot of work. So we have the two space, because since we have the 2 retail spaces, I'm in the one space, and then the business that was on the other side, they went out. It was like a bar party supply store that just kind of went under. So we decided to take over, and our city has like a storefront renovation, some kind of like a grant program where they'll reimburse you. I think it's like 40% up to, I think we can get like up to $35,000. So we're using that to do awnings and signage and just redo the whole storefront, and all that. So we have all of that going on.
Yeah. So you with all that going on, you felt like you were pulled back into the actual training?
Yes, because I had to fire a trainer. So on top of all that, then I had another instructor who just found out she has a torn hip labrum, so she's out of commission. So it's just been a lot of staffing issues, I guess, that to deal with, and so it just kind of pulled me right back in. So now I'm training again, so I'm working 5:15 till 10 in the morning every day, as far as working with clients, and then I spend the rest of the day doing all the admin stuff.
So your business model is group training?
Yeah, group training for the large group classes, the boot camp classes, and then and now small group training. So just groups of 3 to 4.
And do you operate in the smaller group or the larger group, or both, or what?
As far as teaching goes, or
right.
Yeah, I do both.
Okay. All right.
So right now, this just happened this week. So this was the first week of this transition. So then we had to, we switched over from 30-minute sessions to 45-minute sessions, and so there was a whole logistics nightmare of rescheduling people and all that, and then introducing new rates for new people. So it's just a lot. It's a massive overhaul. It's kind of like just starting all over again, and so I'm at that point where I'm training, but then I'm all right, as we bump up our subscriptions, then I got to go look for some new hires, some new trainers so I can pull out again.
Did your new rate, they go up or down?
Up.
Yeah, for the extra 15 minutes and the extra footage you've got to cover, right? So do you run transformation challenges then?
We just did a 28-day challenge. And, it's kind of like a lead generator, to get people, to kind of try it out, check it out, get 4 weeks and just really over deliver in those 4 weeks and then sign them up. So we ran one of those, and out of 10, I think it was like out of 10 people that we had in it, we had 7 sign up. And of those 7, we've had multiple referrals. So it was definitely a home run. And I just haven't, relaunched another one, but that's the plan, is to do that again and just do that on a monthly basis, because it worked.
So let's open this up to discussion for everybody, in the sense that now he's down to trainer or 2, one with a hip labral tear and the other one he had to let go. So he's pulled back into the mix. What advice do you guys have for this guy?
Cloning others.
Cloning others.
Do you have anybody internally that is looking to become a trainer? And
the girl that got the labral tear, I was so bummed. I have to go back and look. I have a few, but then it's the cash flow scenario too. So,
well, yeah, that's why if you get someone new, you don't have to pay them as hello.
You're there. Go ahead.
Yeah, my computer's about to die, so in case I get cut off. Someone new, you don't have to be as competitive with their rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was kind of I just out of curiosity, I'm curious to hear what everybody pays their trainers. If you're doing a half hour or by the hour, like we always pay everybody $25 an hour or $25 a class if they're doing a group fitness class. I don't know, as far as like any more, how does that compare to like what other people are doing?
Fred?
Well, yeah, I pay my trainers per hour for any group session, and then private or semi-private, they get a percentage. So for me, it's not just an hourly rate. You have to earn it. And so I have levels, 3 levels. So if you're brand spanking new, you don't have a personal training certification, all you've done is gone through my internship program, you have to be working on a nationally recognized personal training certification, and then you'll get $15 an hour. But if that's the case, you're most likely not going to be teaching my classes, because they're pretty much all taken by my good trainers. Mm-hmm. So I pay all the way up to $30 a session for my guys that are, because we run some pretty big classes, and there's just a lot going on.
Right.
And then same thing with the percentage. They can get as little as 40%, as much as 60%, depending on they're either going to be level 1, 2, or 3 being the highest. And that is a lot of experience, and they should be able to hold they have to be able to hold 20 clients. Mm-hmm. Not 20 sessions, 20 clients.
Right.
So it's
and they're doing their own selling or their own.
No, they're not doing their own. They do all the sales sessions, but I do all the marketing.
Okay.
So I teach them to sell. Yeah, they all sell, and everybody has their own thing. Like I said, my trainers don't do anything but coach. I don't like that idea, because then they're not connected. They're not attached. So for me, some people pay lower and then give them like a sales bonus. My thing is if you get the client, you're going to get the commission on the training session, and my commission is most likely higher. It is higher than most trainers or most fitness business owners. So it's a way to say, hey, you want an extra client, you want to make more money, you need to make sure you get this sale. And I do a lot of sales training, and our sales, I mean, my guys, I'm telling you, guys and girls can sell water to a fish. I mean, they're on. It's just all a matter how many people I can get into the front door.
Right.
So I consider doing, because I have, 4 full-time people. I consider doing salaries, because you can track your numbers easier and all of that. But everybody that I talk to over time, the trainers are never happy. They're happy when they first get it until they start building up their clientele. Then they want to raise, and I'm like, well, that's not how salaries work.
Yeah.
So now my coaches are, you want to make more money, you're going to have to work. So you make the sale, you get more clients, you get more commission, you make way more money. So you can make $20 an hour or $50 an hour. It's up to you. Either way, we both win.
Right.
I give them benefits too. They have paid time off. They have paid vacation. They get a stipend for their health insurance. I take good care of them. I pay for their continuing education. I'm hell bent on, I want a team. I want somebody to be in love for working for me.
Right.
And I need to love them too.
Right.
So that's just the way it is for me. And
it's been something that I've been trying to, I guess, because I haven't been in that position to really just to kind of figure out or to talk to other owners here to see what's the best way. Because it's like, do you just pay, like you're saying, paying a flat rate or pay commissions or tracking, I don't like when you end up people competing over. It's like, well, that was my lead. No, I brought him in. No, I talked to him first. That kind of a thing. Or
no, I control all of that, and I divvy the sessions out as they come. I divvy the strategy sessions as they come in, and we pre-qualify. So between me and my admin,
yeah.
So I know, my trainers have niches, like I have one that's more like bodybuilding style, don't get me wrong. We follow my program design, but everybody has their own style.
Sure. And
I have some, like, I call them hybrid CrossFitters. They like the high intensity. They do less strength, more conditioning style.
Yeah.
And then I have some middle of the road people. So, if you're a grandma, I'm not going to put you with my hybrid CrossFit trainer. I'm probably going to put you with somebody that's a little bit, more careful and this and that to some degree. But I teach them to have their own styles because, you can't have a one-size-fits-all person in the fitness business. You're not going to do it. Now, our delivery is the same and our session format is the same, but then you can have your style and your niche within that.
Yeah.
You can't go outside of that. So nothing crazy, because if I don't like what you're doing, it's not going to happen. But it's,
right.
I just feel like, all my years of working for a box club, I've been offered salaries and, it just didn't work for me. It was like, it's people think it's good because it's guaranteed, but then you're tapped out,
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, you're not going to top me out. Tell me what I can earn and let me do my thing. And I made money that way, so, and if you had, and this is what people say, well, some, trainers aren't making no money. I'm like, well, they don't need to work for you then. I'm bringing in all these leads and you can't keep clients, then you can't work here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If you got a trainer at your gym with no clients, then why is he at your gym?
Right.
Especially when I'm bringing in 40 leads a month, 50 leads a month.
Right.
So most of my 4 full-time people are working 32 to 40 sessions a week between their classes and their clients. They're happy. They're good.
Okay.
And Marty, I'll just jump in right quick, but triage wise, and that's all this is once you're down the trainer and now 2, and you've got to do triage treatment, you jump back into the mix for sure, but to fix and repair that stacking slot as quickly as possible, you gotta get ads out right now. Right? Do you have an ad hiring page specific to your business?
No.
Right.
No. On top of all that, then we have our new website that's supposed to launch on Tuesday, and we got a new app for scheduling and all that's supposed to be that's about to launch as well. So we're like just right at the cusp of like a do-over, or a start over, basically. So I figure it's definitely a good opportunity, good time to figure out, before I bring on somebody new. Be like, what are the best practices and stuff for hiring and bringing on a new trainer.
All right. So Fred just typed in, he can recommend having a perpetual internship program, which is genius, right? You always have an intern on staff working for minimal or no money, right? Just for the experience. Beautiful, Fred.
Thanks, Fred.
Secondly, you've got, going back to, you got to have a standing hiring page. Right. And on your new website, make sure you've got a work for us tab somewhere at the bottom or at the top, where you put it, right? But always and perpetually have that thing out there for people to know how to come to work for you. And then immediately when you need to advertise for a new trainer, all you have to do is put the word out and drive them to that page. So get that definitely set up. Angela says, one of the things I did when running a team challenge was to zero the points out at the beginning of each week. So all the teams, okay. So this is more along the line of team incentive Each week we had a new prize. All right, so that's back to the team. But for the hiring, the other triage thing besides the intern is you might, if you have a choice client that's currently working with you that you think is trainer material, you could at that point start them off by trading their training fee to come to work for you. All right. It needs to be someone who's been around a bit that everybody knows and can see into that slot. But at that point, you got to, you got to fill that gap. You can't stay on the floor indefinitely. So whatever you do to bolster up that, you got to get taken care of. Fred, go ahead, bud.
One of the things, and this is not a plug for my program or anything, but it's in the resources section. I call it the expert coaching system. So one of the things that I learned over the 4.5 years that I've been in business is when I started, I hired people and I expected them to do things like I wanted them to, but I didn't teach them anything. So they didn't really know what that was. And so the expert coaching system evolved out of, hey, if I'm going to hire you and I want you to perform a certain way, I'm going to show you exactly what that is.
Yeah.
And then you will have a standard to follow and I will know whether you're there or not. The other thing is it's just practical, right? So we hire coaches, they come in, maybe they've learned from somebody else or somewhere different. And you're like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, I'm just doing what I do. It's like, but I don't like the way that looks. It's like, well, what do you like? And so the internship solves that. So I built my internship. So when they're done, it's better than any personal training certification because as you know, that just gives you information. It doesn't make you a good trainer. It doesn't make you produce. It doesn't make you learn how to build relationships and, coach classes of 20 and 25 people and make people happy and build community. So my internship does that. It teaches them how to program the way I want them to, coach how I want them to, deliver the session how I want them to, treat my members exactly how I want them to. And what's the biggest benefit? The biggest benefit is their clientele grows and so does their paycheck. So the way that I sell it is, man, this works. If you just do it like this, you will be making money. Trust me, I've been doing this for years. And then they see the other guys doing it and they say, oh yeah, this is perfect. And then I don't have to complain about why'd you program this person this way or why did you do that or why are you not doing this? We have a system of delivery for all of those things. And I'm happy, they're growing, and my members get something very consistent no matter who they see if they're in group training.
Yeah, that's awesome. That consistency across the board is huge because then, because people play favorites and all that.
And I'll say this too, and this is definitely not a dig on you. This is what I learned. When I had employee problems, it was my problem.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I mean, you can't hire somebody, have them come to the gym just because they know how to work out and expect for them to do what you want them to do without showing them specifically what that is.
Right.
I learned that. And so they say, oh, well, I'm a CSCS. And I'm like, that don't mean shit to me in my gym. It means you've studied and it's good, but you don't know how we're doing it here. You don't know my members. You don't know what kind of systems we got. You don't know what's going on in the background. We're not just delivering a workout because they can go to Men's Fitness and any other gym across the country and do that. I'm building a tribe. I have a system that works where people are going to get results, but then they're going to be happy and go tell everybody they know. And that's all a part of how we deliver our training. And it's very, very important and very specific and very deliberate and very consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Anything else, Marty?
No, that's all.
All right.
Details.
All right, so Wayne Salter, can you unmute and tell us how it's going?
Yeah, it's, can you hear me?
Yeah, Sue, hang on just a second, Sue.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me. I'm sorry.
We're coming right to you, sweetie.
Sorry.
So, Wayne, I know you're having audio problems. You're unable to unmute and have a conversation. All right, so then I'm going to read Wayne's comment. Do you mind if I read what you said? All right. So here's what he says. I'm working on checklists starting at 6-week challenge Monday. Have 3 orientations this week. Just finished a 30-day challenge with 40 and almost half joined at 147 a month. Congratulations, buddy. Working on his vision and mission statements, comments, welcome on that. So he wants to talk about vision and mission statement thoughts. Anybody?
I have thoughts, but I feel like I'm the only one talking.
You know what? That's why you're here, buddy. You have a vast wealth of experience, and we're calling on it. So go.
So the thing about mission and vision statements that I didn't understand my whole career, and until I owned my business and I got into these situations where people weren't on the same page with me, and then I realized they weren't. It was my fault again because they didn't know what my general mission was, and they didn't know my core values and my vision. And so I couldn't fault anybody until I actually told them what that was and made that and solidified that and actually wrote that down. And so I'll just give you an example. I had a slight employee issue. And so I called them in, and, you know, of course it's like going to the principal's office, but let me just tell you what I did, which solidifies what I'm saying. I printed out my mission and my vision statement and my core values. And I said, this is why you are in trouble. Because you violated my mission and you violated 4 out of my 11 core values. Woo. And I can't allow that to happen. I know it sounds mean, but it gets people on the same, and they say, oh, well, I understand why I did this wrong because you expect for your employees to do X. Yes, because I worked in clubs my whole life where we had 20 and 30 trainers all on different pages, and it was disastrous. And here's the thing. You can most certainly not follow my core values, and you can also go get a different job at a different facility because that's fine if it doesn't work for you. So my mission is to have a charitable organization. If you're not interested in giving and you don't see no value in that, you're not going to be happy here. My vision is to help the massive amount of people. Yes, I love athletes and bodybuilders and powerlifters, but that is the smallest part of the population that we work out with. The biggest part of the population are people that are sick, unhealthy, scared, obese. Y'all know the drill. Here's my core values. One is having integrity. Okay, if you're gossiping in my gym and my members know about it, I'm not going to have a problem with that. And so I understand that you may think different than me and might like something better than me, or you might be upset, but you need to keep that to yourself or come to me privately with that. And so the core values helps people to, like, it's like putting socks on. They need to plug into that. And I would tell you this, and you probably would too. If I started working for a business and, you know, one of their core values, and I'm just making this up, was to go out drinking every Friday afternoon after work, then I probably wouldn't want to work there. And that would be okay, because then I would go find a job somewhere else. So that's where those two things really come into play. And without that vision and mission, you're kind of like, you'll go here, and then you'll go over there, and you'll go over here, and it's like a ship with no real destination. And I've been there before.
Yeah. So he has basically a checklist of things in his core values that he can go right back to and say, you missed this, and you missed this, right? And so back to the vision, I don't know if you'll recall or not, or if it's even useful to you at this point, but I provided a vision statement that you could provide your clients for the purposes of helping them have a vision to lose weight. You recall that document at all? All right, and inside of it, it talks about the 4 types of vision, right? It talks about hindsight, which is 20/20, right? It talks about insight, which is things that you glean and gather from that hindsight, right? It talks about foresight, where you're going in the future, and it talks about oversight, like an oversight committee, that makes sure that all of those areas of vision are being fulfilled and acted upon. You might want to pull that vision statement back up and rework it for the purposes of creating a vision statement for your business. It might be helpful. Anyone else for Wayne? Okay. All right, Miss Sue Walker, talk to us. Got to unmute you.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, sorry, my battery is really relocating, so I could plug in real quick. So yeah, as I work, I'm one of Rick's assistants, administrative assistants. So like you said, we got the challenge, 3-week challenge going now. And not 3 weeks, the 6-week challenge going, and it's going to start Monday. We have our orientation meeting setting up for tomorrow at noon. So all the members that are joining will be coming to that orientation to get all the information of what to be expected for the 6 weeks. And we cover everything. We cover the nutrition program, how the classes work, and all that good stuff. So usually takes about an hour for the orientation. And then, then Tuesday we've got the tax day promotion that will be, starting up, and hopefully the phone should be ringing off the hook and we'll be busy again. So yeah, we've been very busy signing 34 people up in 1 week. So it was a good week. Yeah.
So do you do that then, Sue? Do you sign them up? Do you sell them, or does that Rick do that, or who's in charge?
Well, it's pretty much, Rick does most of it, and I, if he needs my help, then I help him out, with it. He likes being in charge, and he likes doing that, and he's the owner, so, and it's fine, it's good, and it's fine, I don't mind that at all, but if he needs my help, then I help out as well. But tomorrow, the other trainer and myself will be running the meeting tomorrow without Rick there. So it'll be good. I've sat in enough of these meetings to know how they're run. So yeah, yeah. He's got a protocol. He's got a list of us to go through. So it's all good. Yeah.
Wait,
so,
I can't hardly believe it. Rick likes being in charge. I don't. Yes, I can see it for sure.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. So yeah.
Is there anything that we can help you with at this point?
No, not right now. I'll probably talk to Rick next week about getting after the tax day, about doing the referral business part of it, try and get together, with some of the local businesses and see what they can do for us, see what we can do for them, and, work on something like that, maybe, get some promotional, things going, as far as, if they, maybe if they, lose a couple pound in a week or whatever, maybe we'll give them like a gift certificate, or, like a small something, or they could build up points. I like that point system idea. So I might talk to Rick about something like that. So yeah.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Anything else from anyone else? Angela, you want to talk to us about your comment?
All right, there. Yeah, I ran challenges a lot. That was my big front end offer, was doing challenges, and I've changed them up a lot. I did team challenges at least once a year. It was usually our back to school challenge, and I would have them sign up and create their own teams. So it was teams of 6. And after running them for so many times, the team challenges, I learned from just doing them that accumulation of points can be hard for some teams. They get discouraged because one team pulls way ahead and there's no way for anyone else to catch up to them. And once they become discouraged, they want to quit, and the whole atmosphere changes because they just feel defeated. So we started creating prize packages from local businesses. So it was a great way to connect with businesses in your local area, get them involved in the challenge, put packages together, And then we would display those if we were able to display them in our facility with pictures or advertisement for each business. And so each week it would show, like, week 1, this is your prize. Week 2, this is your prize from so-and-so business. And they would compete weekly for the prizes. And we would throw in other things too. Like, I would do webinars. So you would get points for being on the webinar, you know, attending workouts, all those things that everyone said. But just zeroing out the points every week gave every team a chance to win. And it really kept the competition going, because once one team pulls ahead, everyone else just feels defeated. So it really kept a lot of competition in every challenge.
Just something that simple is genius. So that was really insightful.
Thanks.
All right, anyone else? All right, last call. Anything? All right, let's call it a day. Val, get a microphone so we can hear you next time. Okay. All right, listen, great call, troops. Thanks for everything, and we will see you over on the Facebook page.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys.